Good afternoon, people. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I am Sentient Dessert, and today we have got a really early stream. I haven't been feeling well this past week. Um, wasn't able to stream for various reasons, mostly because it's kind of difficult to do a stream when you are having to run to the toilet every like 20, 30 minutes. So, thankfully that's over. EMI for a lot of people, I'm sure. But we're going to get right into this. Let's drop down into the game. So last time I was talking about doing the Final Fantasy XV crossover stuff. Get myself a nice little mount, and so it doesn't show up as a crossed quest. The quest is obtained from this urchin right here, Kippy Jakya, and it should be the man in black. Yep. And it will have the nice little figure of whoever the hell the main character in Final Fantasy XV is. I don't play Final Fantasies as action RPGs, so I've never tried 15. I prefer the classic JRPG. So we are going to go and take care of this. We're going to go through these quests. We're going to get ourselves a nice little mount. And then we're going to get into some dungeons. I'm trying to remember which ones that I did the last time I was live. So I don't think I've done Lost City hard yet. I have not done Dun Sky yet. The Nightmare's End, that's not one. We can try the extremes of those two. We could try extreme of those two. Well, I much prefer doing those as DPS. More night. Gale Force Warning, nope. Beauty is only... Man in Black is what we're working on. Gotta do this little sword of mine as well before I enter Dun Sky, though. We're gonna be doing a few of things. Armed. Yeah, we want that before we do Alexander. Overgrown Ambition. Okay, so it looks like of the wrong thing. What am I doing? There we go. So, I know we did Somal hard. Pretty sure we did Somal hard. Yeah, that's the one with the scorpion at the end. Great Google Library hard. That was the one with the bird at the end. Did Hullbreaker hard. We haven't done that one yet. We did do St. Mosian's Arboretum and Neverreap. Alright, so when we turn this one in, we should be able to get the hard mode for St. Mosian's. I don't know. Alright. So we are going to breeze through this. We're going to breeze through the quests for the level 60 skill. Is, again, storyline we just skip over with this character. I hope you're having a good day. Today's turned out to be rather nice, even though I woke up just a couple hours ago. I'm feeling a lot better. Wanted to get in early because I've got some stuff that needs to be taken care of tonight. So I hope that everything works out. See, we want to participate in the Fate Unholy Air, which... Clockwork. Oh. Bubble Sync. Hello. Yep, I will grab your aggro. Grab your threat. Hate me, don't hate them. And remember, folks, if you are in a fate and you look like you're about to die, you can do one of two things. You can call out your trusty little Chocobo companion. Can't be stunned, okay. You can call out your trusty Chocobo companion, or if you are a paladin, you can desync, heal, resync. So you just desync from the level sync, cast your level 58 healing skill on yourself, and then drop your level again. But it looks like there's a healer around who is doing what they're supposed to be doing. Even if I'm not playing as a healer and I've got the ability to heal somebody, I will do so in Fates if I see somebody's about to die. Because you gotta support the people around you as well. Boom, fate complete. Alright, wait at the designated location. If you are interested in the crossover storyline for this, I do highly recommend that you check it out. You have to be level 50. Pretty sure you have to, yeah, you have to be level 50. You just have to get to the end of main story, because you have to have completed certain main story quests to access it. I've got to do this on multiple characters so I can get the mount on them as well, because don't think I can get it on my Gilgamesh alt. Might be able to get it on Momo. So last night there was a letter, a live letter, which is basically they're revealing some stuff about the upcoming expansion, and they went over a lot of the class changes vaguely. So not much is going to be changing structurally. It sounds like they're making, in my opinion, the bad decision to bring back buffs. So different classes will be able to be able to share buffs with the party. The reason I don't like that is because it makes it in the past has been like, no, we don't want you in our party because we need this buff in order to do this fight. So if you can do this job, then you can come in and join us. So it creates a lot of shoehorning, where people are required to do certain jobs in order to, you know, fill a certain additional role. And I know World of Warcraft had to do with that. Want to go and find Danya. Open up the... So when they did the, when they did the different classes do different buffs in World of Warcraft, they switched it over to where different classes could like fill one or two of the buffs, and they didn't do it intelligently there either, because you know, if you were a hunter, you had to have a certain pet with you that would allow you to use a berserk type skill, and the pet in general was kind of useless otherwise, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to them bringing back buffs, unless it is like superficial. If it's like the white mage can cast this ability that gives you protect, or yeah, they are getting rid of diurnal and nocturnal sect for astrologers though, so that's going to be a big thing, and it sounds like they're going to make them, I don't know what they're going to be doing with astrologian. Kind of feels like they're because the astrologian was basically you can choose whether to be a scholar or a white mage type. I'm kind of curious as to how they're going to fix that, make it feel different, and I'm honestly curious as to how long it's going to last, because a lot of these changes people are already up in arms about, but then again, that happens anytime there are major changes that are coming down the pipeline before they're seen. And, you know, we can speculate all we want, but nothing at this point is in a final state. It's only final when it goes live. So, something I would just like to comment on that's otherwise, month and a half ago, was seeing a lot of stuff and a lot of people talking about New World. Haven't heard a peep about it for probably a month now. I've seen maybe one or two people streaming it, but a lot of negativity from people that were not being paid to endorse it. Like, the people that were being paid to endorse it, there was a lot of positive stuff being said. The people that weren't being paid, it's kind of like, this is just not, this is not a functional game. So, yeah, and it's supposed to be released at some point. I mean, from the in-depth assessment of somebody whose opinion I do trust, it needed at least 6 more months to a year's worth of development to fix a lot of the bugs that were apparent. That's the protagonist. But yeah, the live letter went out. I think you can catch it on... I think they put it on YouTube. But if you want to see all the changes and whatnot, they also went over a little bit about what Reaper and what Sage do. And so apparently Reapers have an avatar that they have following them around. And they said, well, then your avatar can possess you, and you get some extra skills. And just like, that's the exact opposite of how avatars work. Or no, you possess your avatar. That's how they put it. I don't know. Terminology gets muddled. Is this another Fate? Wait at the designated... There it is. So we're gonna hopefully breeze through the rest of these. Shouldn't take more than half an hour to get through these quests. Okay, we've got a level 50 instanced duty. We don't have to wait for other people. We don't have to wait for his fate to spawn. Noctis. Is that really what they name? I guess Square hasn't been subtle in the naming of their characters. Death rays. Attack on Noctis. I think the difference here is that I cannot heal myself outside of using potions. Unless Noctis is going to cast a heal on me. So these quests will give you some glamour type gear and a mount at the end. If it's like the last time this came around. Run to the pillar. Stand on the pillar. Pillar mechanics. If you've got a pillar like that that pops up, then you want to stand on it. If there's more than one person standing on it, it's not going to be additional effects. Just means that you'll both take a bit of damage. When we get into Stormblood content, there are going to be some bosses that will have that. And the boss fights, some of them are simple, some of them get more complex. So, try to remember older fights. When we get to the weapon fights, those are going to be fun. The weapon fights are very fun. You're gonna go stomp? Okay, you stomped. Toss out your death rays. Happy little tank and spank with some dodge mechanics. Oh, we've got 2 pillars this time. Recommended that you stand on the pillars because if you don't, the damage that you take will be considerable. Yeah, you're gonna move on to me. When we get into Dun Sky, there are some fights in there that are gonna take some explaining. I mean, it's a 24-man raid, so things are going to be complex. The fights that I'm not as good with are going to be the level 70 24-man raids and the level 80 24-man raids because I haven't done them as much. And parts of it I don't... Some of the mechanics I don't understand, I just follow the other people. Here, I'll show you what happens when that goes out. So, I'm gonna go off, I'm gonna pop Sentinel just in case. Okay, so, yeah, gives you vulnerability up. In that case, it gave vulnerability up. We got the Isul Talon done. That's why you go and stand on those pillars when they come up. Many times it can be a wipe mechanic if you don't do it. Yippee jack ya. Right, so we've got the gloves. We're going to get the pants. Trousers. Speak with Noctis and wear the blue. Heck is it? I have disarmed set as a... We're going to want that to show up. Okay, Night map, where are you? No, we do not need to teleport to New Gridania. Go to the plaza. We've got trousers. Okay, we're gonna get the jacket and the boots. Speak with Noctis in Central Shroud. Oh, Noctis. Where are you, Noctis? Go. Knight, where'd you go? Flying around trying to find this bugger. There you are. You're fishing. We gotta go back into Gridania. Find Miketos Amphitheater again. Yep. Yep. Oh, dang, I need to repair. So, another thing that they're going to be changing is, Ethernet is going to be more expensive. Because they intended for traveling around to be a money sink. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think it's going to be substantial. At least from the screenshots that they gave, it's not going to be substantial. It's just going to be like a 50% increase. And the teleport, the Aetheryte tickets are going to be a percentage off instead of... Going to be a percentage off instead of a full free ride. So we'll see what goes on there. There's a mount that I can be purchased from somebody for like 25 to 50 million gil, I think it is. That's meant to be a gil sink as well. Housing was supposed to be a gil sink. honestly, I think that one account should not be allowed to have more than one house to the account. Because I do know of some players that they've got like 6 or 7 alts. What is this? Warp Strike. Move instantly to the target while delivering a physical attack. Potency increases with initial. Okay, I know why they added that. So Reaper will have a Warp Strike. Oh, you want to stand behind the monolith? Or not? Okay. Oh, I really hope they do not add that mechanic in. Combo attacks, you know, I like them in Final Fantasy XI, but they were a pain in the butt to actually, you know, maintain. Chain skills, because if one person doesn't have the timing right, then it screws up the entire chain. Oh, that's why they put the monoliths there. I'm just gonna eat the Mistral Shrieks because they don't do anything. Go like that. Okay, so it's actually gonna go faster if we do that. Hey. Sheesh. I do wish that a lot of stuff were client side instead of server side, because right there I dodged like 5 or 6 times. And I still got pulled in so many times. Gravitational force. Oh. Sticks around. Mistral Jail. Okay. Oh, I swear, if this KOs me... I'm not going to be pleased if that KOs me. Oh, active time maneuver. So, with this... If you're on a keyboard and mouse, you can do it a little bit better than... you're on a controller usually, because you can press space or you press the mouse button on the button. So active time maneuvers, you can just do both at the same time and it gets you there twice as fast. And if you've never seen an active time maneuver, they can be kind of confusing at the beginning, because you've got like 5-10 seconds to do what it's asking you to do, unlike the 25 that was for that one. Right? Okay, it says that now exchange E for special items by speaking to the Ironworks vendor at the Gold Saucer. Okay, we are going to be going to the Gold Saucer then. I want to see if the mount is there. Because I thought that the mount was a reward for this. Marilyn Monroe. Good name. Good name. That is a very good pun. We want to go to ending. Right, we are going to go to the gold saucer. Going to skip the intro video. Actually, no, we'll watch this one. It's not really storyline related. Just showing you what the gold saucer looks like in this world. Bunch of cactuar, moogles, and chocobos. Well, that's one cactuar that's starry-eyed. We have arrived. And like any casino, they will give you something free to start out with, in hopes that you are going to dump everything. But unlike a real casino, you don't really lose money here. I mean, seriously, there's... When it first was introduced, there were, buying the mini Cacpot tickets would lose you money because it was 100 for a ticket, and you could get like 52 back. So we're going to get this. It's going to give us our first little bit. Before we turn in, triple triad, scratch it rich. So, in the gold saucer, you have aesthetics vendor, you've got ironworks vendor. That is the person we're going to talk to. Delia type G title. Okay, so I need 200,000 MGP to get the mount. You can get Lucian's hairstyle and the Noctis card. Like it's all. So, going to be grabbing the Aetherite so that I can teleport here. And then we come and turn the quests in. Getting 200,000 MGP is not difficult if you invest your time into spending it actively trying to get it. I recommend if you come here to do these quests appropriately, because it will explain all the ins and outs of the gold saucer. I don't think that explaining the gold saucer is going to be something I want to do. It's its own little place. I could spend probably about 5-6 hours talking about just the stuff in the gold saucer. So I may do it in the future, but right now I've thought about it, and the reason it's been sitting on my quest list since I started playing this character is I really do not have it in me to explain everything. Right, we got Gatekeeper there. Gotta run around and you gotta complete all these little quests. Talk to people. There's usually one teleport crystal on the ground floor and one on the second floor. Sometimes they're both on the second floor. Interesting. Okay. That is a game that you want to play to get a lot of MGP fast. You can only do it once a week. Well, technically 3 times a week. It's for costume contest. So if you want to, the person that runs it asks for certain looks, and you've got to find certain gear which matches what he's asking for. And some of it makes sense, some of it doesn't make sense. That's a little Lalafell that's probably broke. Crying on the stairs. Okay, so this is the big Cacpot draw. Every Saturday at 7 p.m. Pacific time, I think it is. Gumbo Cacpot. You pick a 4-digit number and if your number gets drawn, you win the big jackpot, which is like 1 million MGP. If you pick the last number, then you will get 4th prize. If you pick the second to last number and the last number, then you get 3rd, and so on up the line. So what we are doing is tuning to every crystal that we come across. Okay, do we go to the... Okay, we don't go to the elevator yet. There are still, like, 3 crystals that we haven't gone to. Because they are... Up the elevator. Where's the elevator? Is that it? Looks like it could be the elevator. So, you go through all these quests, this explanation here when you get here, and it gives you these gold saucer tickets. They allow you a free play on any of the games. Come talk to the mini cacpot. Okay, did that give us another one? Nope, that gave us a voucher. So by completing all these original little quests, you get vouchers. It's MGP Exchange. So you can come and talk to this guy. And you can get a max of 500 total MGP to start out with. So that guy, if you ever run out of MGP, you can buy up to 500 from that guy. The mini cacpot, it's basically a scratch ticket. You just have to get 3 in a row. Alright. None of those are going to have a good outcome. You see the things have to add up to a certain thing. So 50 would give me 180, which is that. 21, can we still get 21? Still get 21. Go there. Got 1800 from 23. Third best you can get. You can do this 3 times a day. And how I do it, I always, if the option is there for getting the 10,000, I always take it. If the option for getting the 10,000 is not there, I try to go for the see, that goes down to 10, which only nets 80. Go there. Got a chance of getting 36. Those were not good cards. Okay, that would have been the best one for me. Alright, so you're gonna gamble. I recommend coming here and doing it here because you're not gonna be losing actual money. What are you doing? Passion for Fashion, that unlocks the fashion show, fashion contest. Okay. Firm Albert was one of my favorite names. This is one of the others because it's an actual name, but it sounds dirty. So this is Lord of Verminion, which is basically a what is it, Clash of Clans type mini game that you can actually make like 10k a week, at least. This is the Chocobo Racing, where you can race your chocobos and breed them. It was good until a bunch of players were complaining about stuff. When it was big, you had people that would just like join, and if there was another person in the race with them, they had to wait for the race to finish. So the thing with Chocobo Racing in this game is that you've got 8 chocobos, and you get a prize for being 1st through 7th. You don't get a prize for being 8th. And the reason that they implemented that is there were players that would they'd be working on trying to get their own rank up, and the races can last a while. The races can be really long, and it does not end until the last person crosses the finish line. The last player crosses the finish line, I should say. So when you've got like a race, if you actually like try to run it, takes maybe 2 minutes, 2.5, 3 minutes, and you get to the very end, and then you're waiting on somebody that's taking like twice that time to finish it by just auto racing, just to get the rewards and the points to go up. A lot of those players that were like diehards trying to finish everything complained about it. So now if you're in 8th place, you don't win anything. And I completely disagree with that for the sole reason that if you race your heart out in one of those maps and then, you know, you get hit with a meteor or something that knocks you from 1st place to last place, and you're trying to run and make it to the very end, and all the other are passing you, and you actually worked hard to get where you are, you still get nothing. It punishes the players that, you know, through no fault of their own, and they were trying, still come in last. So I think there should be a time limit. So instead of if person in 8th place, if the person in 8th place crosses the finish line within, like, say, 30 seconds of the person in 1st place, they shouldn't get penalized because it shows that they were actually running the race. Okay, so that is it with this. We're going to go to Idleshire first. We're coming here to unlock a skill, or unlock the hard mode of a dungeon. At least I think it's here where we can do it. Overgrown Ambition. Okay. That should unlock when we go outside. Oh, we can't fly in here. When we run outside to the dungeon zone. I'm still a little out of it, I'm sorry. Good news is, no dropped frames. We should have... Oh, I guess I'm wrong. Thought that was going to be something that you unlocked. Alright, it might unlock in the storyline. Doubtful though. So we are going to do this. So we can get this skill so we can go in and actually do the dungeons proper. Because being able to deal almost twice as much damage for a complete run through of the skills. So this is going to be another little John. What are the 70? That's 76. Passage of Arms is a nice defensive skill. And Confiador. I don't know how to pronounce that. Because it's Confi. Which I believe is a certain way of preparing food. But, Requiesca is getting a change for Paladin, meaning that its damage is not going to be based upon how much mana you've got left. Because as it sits, I don't know anybody that uses it without having this ability available. Like, you get it at 68, but it doesn't become useful until 80. Because it's got a 60-second cooldown. Charlemander II. Some of these names, man. Some of these names. What map is that? Looks like a dragon. It also looks fuzzy. Way, an astrologian. Alright, so this is going to be the level 60, get another little cutscene that we'll skip, and then we enter into combat with this person. Oh, he drops fast. Oh, he popped hallowed ground. Is that all? I mean, really? There's gotta be more to it. Okay, here we go. Nope. He's just as weak. Can't stun him. Breakable. Well, we'll see how unbreakable you are. Yeah. You weren't very unbreakable. So last night when I was going through, reading some of the stuff regarding the live letter, it looks like from 1 to 50 is going to remain the same when it comes to stats, but everything after 50, that is when the stat crunches are going to be going on. I think they realized that the progress of equipment and gear and damage was not flowing very well. Oh, gotta do that. When do we have to turn this in? I have until Tuesday. Wondrous Tales, you can get MGP. Probably should have teleported. Hopefully... That was a lot shorter than I expected it to be. If I recall, I was actually disappointed with that quest when I did it the first time. So in order to continue the Paladin quests, you must have completed the main scenario quest, The Far Edge of Fate. Be available from Genlin. Okay. So, with that unlocked, hard, no, we did that. Lost City hard. Let's enter our first dungeon of the day. Let's not enter our first dungeon of the day. Let's enter our first dungeon of the day. Okay, there are going to be other... Let me do a quick check while we're waiting for this. And see what the dungeons coming up are going to be. Alright, so we've got... St. Mokium's Arboretum is not... The hard version is not in this expansion. However, Pharaoh's Serious Hard is. Anti-Tower is Quest. Orkai is Quest. Delphatal and Baelsar's Wall are both Quest. One of my pet peeves is, well, cleaning my glasses, putting them back on, and immediately finding, like, I inspect the lenses before I put them back on. But, you know, as soon as you put the lens back, the glasses back on, the lens just apparently has a fingerprint in a spot that you didn't see after you cleaned it. Like, I wish I had eyes that worked completely. I know how it goes, I think. Alright, so we have left to do Pharaoh's Serious Hard, Anti-Tower, Lost City, we're in Q4 Sorkai, Delphatal, and Baelsar's Wall. Let's find out how to get into Pharaoh's Serious Hard. Limsa Upper Docks. Aero Serious Hard is, away with that. Why does that... Okay. Very Serious Heart is supposed to be unlocked up here. Maybe I have to advance storyline. Maybe it is a storyline dungeon. Okay. So, while we wait, go and advance main story. I'm just checking really fast. Okay. I'm kind of, not that bright today. Yep. Because it didn't show up as the main quest, I didn't pick it up. He's got highway robbery, which is... I don't know what highway robbery blocks. I'll check really fast. Oh, that's the Beast Tribe quests. Oh. Interesting. Realize that it gave us armor. Actually, doesn't look half bad. But does the helmet? Ah, the helmet does work because it's an open-top crown. Alright. So now that we're going to go and attempt to progress the storyline, that's when the quest is going to pop. Want to go to... Yep. That's when it was going to pop. The Lost City of Amdapor. Hard. First thing you do is turn on your tank stance, your threat generation ability. Crash through here is going to be relatively simple. You will come up to barriers throughout here, and you've got to destroy the barrier and the enemies that are summoned via the barrier. Do that as the barrier drops in life. There are going to be butterflies that will drop down and engage, I believe. Maybe I'm thinking a different dungeon. So, if you're confident in your tanking skills, you can get through. It's only 4 mobs, and they need to die before this gate will open. Those guys, and they're going to pull threat off of me because they are DPSing hard. They shouldn't be. Unfortunate eggs, that's what spawns the stuff. Those butterflies come down and attack. We have engaged multiple cooldowns so far. We're going to use Reprisal, which decreases the damage that the enemies deal. And again, this goes with your personal feelings on tanking. You can do this all as one group like I did, or you can do it in smaller groups. That says nothing about your abilities as a tank. That says more about the comfort that you have with the dungeon and what you want to do. So do not be bothered by it. Yep, here come the butterflies. No one suspects the butterfly. What's the butterfly, I tell ya? Yeah, if you're running ahead, you shouldn't be running ahead. Running ahead gets us to the boss area. Okay, so the Akamoth. Tank against the wall. Tank this guy against the wall. And be ready to turn around. He's going to use a skill that will basically create a clone of you facing the direction that you're facing when it goes off. Neurosquama. So move away from where you are standing and face away from where you want. Because these ads are going to do a frontal cone in the direction that you were facing, and it's large. So you want to adjust it in a way that you don't actually hit people. Also, it'll be putting down poison clouds on the ground. Neurosquama coming again. So face away from the group and hope that other people did the same. They did not. So we're going to come over here. Drag the boss over here. We'll pull it a little bit more so that the healers... Alright, you got the gas cloud. You kind of don't want to get hit by the gas cloud because it creates the pocket of stuff and gives you stacks of vulnerability up. First boss down. The Neosquarma is what really throws a lot of people off, and occasionally you will have a group where it's virtually impossible to get out of the way, and getting hit by multiples of those can really suck. Okay, trash in here. Trash in here is fun. You got dragon come down. What you want to do, you want to pull the dragon into the light. Because when the dragon is in the light, it receives debuffs. Meaning the trash here dies a lot faster when you pull it into the light. Get over here, into the light. And everything dies faster. And because I like the trade-ins, you can open the chest. Void Monk. Void Monks have some fun abilities. They shouldn't last long enough to really matter. As long as you get them into the light. Yeah, that's one of the monk's skills. But as long as the trash is in the light, it will die fast. Established threat, use shield lob to full, or your ranged attack if you're not a paladin tank. You can run out of the light for this. As soon as the dragon drops, aggro it, pull it into the light, and proceed to make it an X-dragon. The eye symbol always means that it's a sight-based thing, so if you look away while standing in the area, you will not get hit. Second boss. I do not remember this boss. I'll explain as the fight progresses. I'm gonna tank it in the middle. Okay, yes, this boss will cast Ancient Arrow and I believe Ancient Earth. And Ancient Holy. And depending upon your alignment... Okay, you gotta destroy the sphere before it finishes the cast. Okay. You destroy the sphere as it's casting, and as long as the sphere is destroyed, the damage is negligible. Okay, Ancient Libra. It gives us a resistance type that we're down to. Meaning, I've got Earth, I will run into Wind-based. So I'm not going to run into that, because that's Earth-based, and I will take more damage from Earth. But somebody who is Wind-based should have run into that. Ads come out. Destroy the Ancient Sphere. Boss comes down and dies very shortly after. This should be a very difficult fight. Okay. So, you don't want to come too far down because you will aggro stuff. like so. The trash along here is relatively simple. We want to pull them over by the sprite because the sprite doesn't want to move much. Ranged attackers, so pull everything onto the sprite. You stun it when it starts casting Banish 3. Next section, we got the light sprite again. I think we've got 3 enemies that will spawn. Yep, all 3 come up. And you get them. More to the sprite. It's been a while since I've been in a dungeon without a white mage. Alright, so that's that trash taken care of. We got the mana pots this time. Forget what the mana pots do. I think they've got AoEs. Double ray. Yeah, they do a lined AoE towards random target. And a sight-based. So you just look away, and you don't get blinded. Okay, this is going to unlock final boss. Alright, so this boss, counterintuitive stuff. Boss will appear to be dying really fast. It's because there are multiple phases to this boss. You've got the first phase, which everything makes sense. Then you got the second phase. But regen. You don't want to let her stand in the regen, so you pull her out of it. Tier 4. First stage down. Reverse. Effects of white magic have been reversed from beneficial to corrupting. Though it's going to cast regen, you want to get out of there because it deals damage over time. Tier 4. Running away, running away, running away. Epicenter. AoE. Flurry you dodge out of. Second phase down. Third phase is a combination of the two. I thought it was a combination of the two. You do not want... Oh, yes, we do want to be standing in there. Crap, that's gonna hurt. Okay, so when she starts casting Cure 4 in Phase 3, that is when you want to stand in there. You need all 4 people standing in there to prevent damage going out. Not as painful as you saw, we only had 2 people in there. So the damage is diminished. Okay. That's going to be a regen field that deals damage. And the boss is down. And that was Lost City of Amdapur, hard. Aesthetically, one of my favorite dungeons. Really enjoy this one. And you can get some lore by talking to the statue. Now, this is something that I do occasionally because there are sometimes people that are in a dungeon that do not care about loot. And I did this more in the past because I was trying to get my seals. These wonderful things. But after they stopped putting the collectible pets in the end chest and putting them in some of the earlier chests, I've always waited on going back to loot certain chests because they're not interested in the loot. I don't mind going back and picking up extra loot. So, no minion today. It's one of the blue morpho butterflies, and it used to go for like 1 million on my server, so. It's still a relatively difficult one to get, so some people will still pay for it. So let us turn in this quest. Skip it. Get the gill, and we are good. Now that's a fun name. Haggis McBagpipes. Haggis, son of bagpipes. What were we going to do next? Should we start on Alexander, or shall we go with Dunsky? I think we'll do Dunsky since I've already started on that chain. So we're going to clear our select. Raids. No, raids, not trials. Dunsky. This is one of the few that I actually looked up how to pronounce it in Irish Gaelic? Scottish Gaelic? I don't remember specifically, but yeah. A lot of people will pronounce the TH when it's just not there. So while we're waiting, we are going to go and continue main story quest to unlock more dungeons. And if you're wondering why I dismount immediately after coming to a new zone, it's because I'm used to teleporting from a city, and it's just an automatic reaction to immediately mount. So I'm not doing it purposefully. It's just a second nature type thing. Oh, I've also got Pharaoh Sirius hard to do. So we will take care of that as well. Oh, I love when they drop us off where we're supposed to be. You can come in and you can fly up through the holes in the floor. Get where you need to go. This is going to eventually lead us to a new dungeon. Speak with Alphanet and Foundation. I sincerely suggest, you know, playing through and getting to the... going through the Heavensward content, because it's... if you liked, or even if you didn't like the Realm Reborn storyline, it becomes a lot better in Heavensward. It's like 2.0 to 3.0 is kind of like the prelude. It's setting up a lot of the it's the setup. Yeah. It introduces a lot of the key players, introduces concepts, and they just get expanded upon, and as with any good storytelling, there's a lot going on. Either the neighbor upstairs got a bird, or somebody is using a squeegee very loudly. Lucia. Oh, they're getting rid of belts in the next expansion, too. Guild Crozier. Immanele. Onawa. Come on. You might notice when you're going through certain things that there are pauses like that, and it's because while you're reading that, the character that you're talking to is going through emotes. So they're like bowing, they're doing other stuff, and that is why at certain points it not gonna deal with the stairway hell that this zone is for the last vigil. So if you're talking to someone and you're like trying to get through the text quickly, it's because they're emoting. And you gotta wait for the emote to finish because the emote cannot be rushed. One of my qualms with this game, when you're trying to actually like speed through something. Sometimes there are... I want to say there are some repeatable quests where you have to wait because they go through... Oh, thank you for returning this. They do a long, prolonged bow. Like, I just want to turn this in. waiting on a tank. Dun Sky. There will more than likely be wipes. First boss, third boss, and last boss are notorious for wiping people. Okay, so there are a few things that this boss normally kills a lot of people for a lot of reasons. Number one, you've got Doom. You're gonna cast Doom on certain people, and if you don't clean the Doom off with an Isuna, you die. Void Death is another thing. This isn't really a killer, but it will drag you to the center twice, and then it will go off. As long as you're not standing in the thing, you are not going to take damage, like that person did, and both my healers. So it's a good thing I've got a heal. He's going to toss out 3 whirlwinds that are going to be stationary on the platform after they come out. AoE, leave like that. Void Arrow, this is going to create a big thing in the center. You want to move away from it, because it deals damage based upon how close you are to the epicenter, and it can knock you off. Doomsday, this is Doom, so when's the Doom? I got doomed and I can't remove it. Yay. The boss will occasionally do that, and it's going to, this is the ice coming out. Ice, you want to run and be right here, and then you want to run and hug the ice, or you're going to get blown off, like most of the raid. Okay, I was main tank for a little bit. Looks like somebody surpassed me. That's okay. The boss will occasionally jump to other sides. Bolt of Darkness comes out. You want to run away from that and try to be middle, because it's going to be a knockback as well. If you run to the side that the boss is on, you will be hit with an AoE that will give you a bleeding dot on you. I am tanking. I am doomed. Void sprites will come out. You want to kill these. These are high priority kills because they will cause problems. I am going to move. I am going to heal. Okay, now that the void sprites are almost dead, the boss is going to be casting a skill momentarily. It's going to make these things glow. If you're standing on those, you will die. If these things start to glow, get off of them. I got doomed again. I've never seen a tank get doomed every single time it's gone out. Okay, we are going to be getting ice again soon. Void Blizzard, as I said, you want to... It's better to take damage from being too close to it than to be blown off the edge because of that. Well, it looks like this might actually be a wipe. We got a decent amount of people up, though. Void Arrow, don't drop it on me. I will heal you, Chew. Alright, so Bolt of Darkness. If you can, run away from the direction that the boss is floating in, because he does the beam, which will give you a dot. Running back up, Chew's not going to survive unless I get the heal off on him. You don't want to be standing on those when he casts the ability that makes them blow up. Doomsday's coming out again. And I did not get doomed at this time. That is good. Was that the healer limit break? That was not a healer limit break. We needed a healer limit break there. So one thing that can occur with this boss is that the entire deck gets covered with these things, and when he activates them, you will take 100,000 damage, basically. Maybe more. Void Death. Run. You can. Pop Sprint to get out of it. I'm actually pleasantly surprised that we survived that. That was some good healers in the other groups. Floppy, but we got through it. And I was able to demonstrate, or rather other players were able to demonstrate what not to do. Okay. Ow. Crash along here. Okay. They look topless, but it's because they've got a very pale skin and pale chest piece. So this stuff, you just want to destroy the crystals ASAP. Because if the crystals finish their call, they summon an enemy. But usually you can burn through all three of them. No problem. The next one where you don't have... if they do summon the creature, then you just pick it up, tank it, or hope that one of the tanks gets it. With these, the Unblinking Eye, you don't want to be facing either of them, because they will do a sight-based ability. See if anybody gets hit. One person got hit, petrifies. So Void Crystal, this one's going to go off. We'll get the Dunsky Paranope, and we will pick up the dragon that will spawn. The dragon will always spawn, but the Parthenope, I don't know which one it is. Mixing dialects, mixing languages. Alright. Crash is simple. Here you go up the stairs. Cut to the middle. And jump down. Now those that have been watching these videos for a while or going through dungeons will recognize this next boss. Birdiad Hollow. And someone decided they wanted to face pull. I don't even know if that's another tank or not. Looks like it. But this boss is going to send out the spinning swords. We'll target random people for that. He'll move to the center and he'll do wormhole. Watch what this is. It's an orb, so you don't want to be standing next to the blue one, because the orb is going to get sucked in, you're going to be spit out by that one, and it's going to explode and deal damage to anybody that's standing near it. He does orbs and he does rings. So he will also do both of them together. So you get one orb and one ring. You'll want to be paying attention to what he summons and where the Atomos are appearing on the map. Wormhole. So this one you want to come and stand next to this because it's a ring that's going out. Ring gets eaten, teleports over here, goes boom. Debilitator. I believe that is... Okay, for this, you want to turn everything to the opposite of what your thing is. So if you've got water up here, you want to turn everything to fire. You'll occasionally get somebody that doesn't understand the concept of opposite of what you are marked as. So you will take more damage if there are instances of fire on the ground when you've got the fire debuff. Ads phase. So 6 ads are going to be summoned, and they will occasionally get sucked in and spit back out by Atomos through this fight. You will also have some that have sight-based, like that guy's. It's going to cause debilitation. Certain ones got eaten. During this, Ferdiot is going to also do a side attack. Just an attack on one side. There's enough time to move away, even if you're the farthest from it that you can be. Once everything is down, you go back and start beating the crap out of the boss again. If you're tanking and you're not main tanking and you're not specifically saying, I want to main tank, okay, we've got this going out, so the ring is going to come over by this guy. So you want to come stand by the purple one, blue one, or you're going to get hit and probably die from everything. So Jester's Reap hits everything in front. Got one healer down in our group, that's okay. But yeah, if you're not the main tank, recommended that you keep your tank stance on, just in case. So, at this point, Black Fire is going to be cast, and it's a growing... targets random players and then starts growing the ground underneath them with an AoE. If you get marked with the single target icon, you want to run away because that's going to drop one of the swords. You're standing in melee, and you summon one of the swords on people. You either don't know what you're doing, you didn't notice it, meaning you need to pay attention, or okay, so we want fire. We want fire. Fire, fire, fire. Okay, good. So that's going to go out. And boss is down. So yeah, if you weren't paying attention, or you're just trying to troll the group, in which case, shame on you. You're not being funny, you're not being clever, you're just ruining the game for other people. Okay, Proto Ultima. Proto Ultima is a mini-boss. Unlike other trash, you actually have to do things in a certain way. He's going to react like Ultima. He's going to lay down the lines of attack in the 3 directions, like Ultima. Aether Chemical Flare. Alright, boss disappears. Run to the edge. Well, I take that back. Stack on this, and then immediately run to the edge. Because there's an epicenter AoE. Try to offset yourself so you don't have to move as much. There's a second one that's going to be 2. You can run away from these and get it, and then you move because it's going to be a line. And then we've got the dreadnoughts. Pick up the dreadnoughts and you destroy them. And then you start burning down Proto Ultima. He's going to summon four things? Proto-bits. He's going to summon 4 Proto-bits. Never mind, we got past that. He's going to summon these Ether Collectors. These go down, and then you immediately limit break the boss if you are a DPS. These prevent the boss from being hit. As soon as they're down, you can limit break. It's best to limit break. Because it gets him down faster, and originally the way you were supposed to do it is you had to limit break him with all 3 parties in order to beat the timer there. Second to last boss, no storyline. But an important boss nonetheless. Some people can't wait for people watching the storyline, so Scathach. When she... We've skipped a lot of the stuff because people pulled too early. Okay, I will explain it as I see them. So she's got an ability where her arms grow big like that. You want to be... It's quadrants, so you watch where the direction the hands are pointed, and then you move into the opposite coordinates from those. She has a point-blank AoE knockback. When she charges like that, do not go and attack, because she will do a point-blank AoE immediately after her charge. So pay attention to where her hands are. Her backhands, I should say. Alright, shadows gather on the floor. If you are caught in this, you don't really want to be moving, or you'll take damage. This epicenter AoE is going to summon an ad. The ad needs to be picked up and killed immediately. And tanked away from the boss. If it gets too close to the boss, it will be a wipe. Rather, if it stays too close to the boss for too long, it will be a wipe. Okay, so she will occasionally summon an area on the ground, which will... Okay, we got the arms coming out again. Gonna be opposite of last time. If you get hit, you will get damage up on you. This is an important mechanic. If you get marked with that, run away from the group and keep running, because it's going to summon these large balls that are going to be dropping consistently. And they knock back. Shade Thrust. Do not be standing in front of the boss when Shade Thrust happens. Alright, with these, if you turn and look at the limbs, they will stop moving. If you look at the hand, they stop moving. Only if you're the one linked. Anybody else can just run up and attack them. Grade-wide damage that needs to be healed through. Boss goes to the middle, we enter the first ads phase. This is different than the summoning of the ad. You just have to burn these down quickly. Which is not a problem these days. And they tend to alternate back and forth. You will get meteor circles, comet circles, whatever you want to call them. Surprised no tanks picked that up. Dragon's Voice. It functions like an actual chimera. You want to interrupt if you can. Kill it before it gets the skill out. Alright. After the last group, Yathash will do this. Massive AoE. If ads survive past a certain point, they will despawn and she will deal massive damage. So 30 souls is raid-wide damage. 30 arrows is when she summons the ground AoE that has the secondary effect of a sweeping attack from multiple directions after. 30 souls. AoE. Raid-wide damage. So she's low enough that we can do this. 30 arrows again. You don't want to stand there because it will immediately have the AoE after. You've got a stacking mechanic. Stack for the damage if you are not running to stand in one of the circles. And we're getting the second ad. So at this point, I'm just going to pick up the ad so it doesn't run over by her and screw things up. And they're going to burn her down where she dies. And that's the fight. Now, the fact that her body remains here is important for progression. And we are on Diablos, which is the second to last boss. Last boss and the second to last boss. So, people need to be a little bit more, patient when it comes to pulling the boss. So Diablos has 2 phases, and if you make it past the first phase, okay, Nightmare, look away, or you will be put to sleep. Ultimate Terror, be point blank to him. It's a ring attack around him, much like his skill in Lost City of Amdapor. Usually good to focus the target in this one. The gates are going to come up. You want to destroy the gates, because those will summon something. Nightmare again, look away. If you get hit with the ring skill, you get the Diabolic Curse, means that you will take more damage. Ruinous Omen is a skill that he casts. It's raid-wide damage that cannot be prevented. You can't stop him from casting it. It just goes off, and you just have to heal after it happens. But then you've got to stack soak damage. Ultimate Terror. You want to be point blank or maximum range. Alright, we are entering part 2 of the first fight. So you run back here. He's going to summon a gateway. As soon as the life gate comes up, you want to start beating the crap out of it. Because he is trying to send this thing through the gate. If it makes it to the gate, then it's going to cause a lot of damage. It's actually a wipe if it makes it through. So each time you destroy the life gate, bring it down to 0, you're going to replenish and force the damage back. It's Diablos, so that's a gravity ball. You're going to have death gates pop up to the sides. You want to destroy these, or ads will spawn. You don't really want the ads in this, and they go down so quickly now, it's not funny. I think we've got 1 or 2 more kills of the life gate before we enter transition phase. Back in the day, this was a DPS race. Yep, there we go. And now we are going to do some damage absorption, I think, or... No, we finished that phase. We are now on to phase 2 of the fight. So Diablos is going to come down, and he's going to cannibalize his girlfriend. And now he's going to use her skills as well, combined with his, which gives some very interesting combinations. And the fight immediately progresses as it did in the first phase. But if you die in the fight, you will now be brought back to this point. And the first few, first 30 seconds, you're not going to do any damage to him. Shade Thrust, move out from in front of him. Stop getting hit healers. Shade Thrust again. So as soon as the Blessing of the Void disappears, I think it's a timed ability, then he starts taking damage. Hollow Camisado. I believe that is a tank buster. Alright, so those 2 players, they got marked, they got to move out from the party. This is an interesting one. You've got to stack, but look away from the boss. I got hit by it. Diabolic Gate. If you get sucked in, you've got to DPS this thing. If you're still on the outside, you are going to want to DPS the gates that appear down, and then get back on the boss. Heal myself. You know, instead of taunting, you could have healed me. That would have been a better use of your skills. So you don't want to be looking at the epicenter when that goes off. But you do want to stack on it. Look away from the boss. Or Nightmare. Okay, somebody was paying attention. Doom went out on a couple of people. Okay. See who got marked with that and run away. These orbs, you do not want to hit them. You don't want them to explode either, because they will knock everybody back. They can be moved around, and they will not... I don't believe they explode if they just go through. You don't have to hit them. So just pay attention to where those are. Alright, this is going to be Hollow Omen, which is undodgeable damage, but I am going to Divine Veil and heal myself. Drop that on everybody around me because it gives them a small damage barrier. Boom. Could have been detrimental, but everyone got stuff healed. Alright, we got another stack. Nobody's stacking, so that's gonna hurt. That did hurt. Okay. Earthshaker. Everybody marked with one of those is going to get a line, or rather a cone AoE sent in their direction. So you want to spread out, but hopefully away from the party. Okay. And that is Dun Sky. If you have any questions, ask them below. I will try to have the a text written of each fight in the info. So Hope you found it informative. Got loot. Pass on that. Need. Wow, some Dragoon really got lucky. Well, I will take cards. We can sell those now. Alice was actually alive more in that, if I recall correctly. I can rewatch it and see if that was true. That done, it's going to send us over to complete the quest for this, which you want to complete. I think it's much like, certain things that just need to be completed. And you get some fun, doodads. Cosmetic gear. But Dunsky is one of my favorites. It's a lot easier. I think when I say something is my favorite, it means that I find it challenging. But that one no longer as challenging as it used to be. Hopefully changes with the gear, the stat crunch. I like being challenged in dungeons, even if they're old dungeons. That's the last one? Yes, that was the last one. Alright. Reap what you sow. That gives us access to Limitless Blue Heart, I believe? No, that's the finishing of Never Reap. We'll turn that quest in. That is unlocking their Beast Tribe quests. Unexpected Proposal, that's Relic Weapon. I like bagpipe music, I do not like the music for this place. Alright, so we will unlock Pharaoh Sirius hard after I get this taken care of. As soon as it sends us away from Foundation, then we'll go and progress that and unlock that duty. Room. I do like the load times in my new computer. It used to take like maybe 6 to 10 seconds for unpopulated areas. And now it's like 2 or 3. Cyan Nova. Hello, Firm Albert. Oh. Take the silver pieces. Skip it.
I do not.
Rendezvous with Hermic in the Pillars. I want to go to the Jeweled Crozier. Oh, and we have a duty. Proceed. Okay, we want to take down the Auditor first, I think. Oh no. None of them are healers. It's weird hearing the English voices. Alrighty, so I understand the use of these small instances as a means of getting the story across without, making an entirely new dungeon for it. Or in this case, reusing an area. Wow. Even I can't generate threat on these guys. Can I at least taunt? I can taunt. I'm looking forward to Endwalker. It's going to be really enjoyable, I think. So far, the writing has not been disappointing. Well, I take that back. There have been some things that have been disappointing, but it's not disappointing in the in the sense that I hated it. It was disappointing in the sense of I wish they hadn't done that.
You underestimate me.
Anyone that has played through the storyline to this point will understand what I'm talking about. There are two spots that... There was one in the Realm Reborn, and there was one in Heavensward that I was just like, that makes me unhappy. I do not like this turn of events. And it's understandable. I mean... Why did it turn me around? Okay, what am I supposed to do? Rescue the hostage. Oh, okay. See now. Yep, duty failed. I gotta restart that entire damn thing again. Oh, I hate these that are... Yeah, we're gonna go with very easy because I do not want to deal with going through this again. With very easy, these things should take like 8 hits max. Yeah. Go untie them. We're gonna run up here and... See, if I'd been paying attention to what was being said in the storyline, then it wouldn't have been a question of what am I supposed to do, what am I supposed to do. That would have turned around and run and rescued people immediately.
Down with you!
Oh, no wonder Iron Will wasn't up. Go rescue him. Press this. I do like the option that they give you. You can do this at easy, hard, or easy, normal, or very easy. That wasn't an option when this first happened, and if I recall, this place took me a couple tries to get through just because you had to do the rescues in a certain order, and it didn't tell you what order to do them in. So if you did them in the wrong order, people died. You had to restart, like I just did. So here's hoping that the very easy doesn't kill the hostages so quickly. Come on. Drop me out so I can actually... There we go. That running that way. That will kill that. 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 Kill the friar. Release the bonds. The other thing, I think the thing that I did when I finally cleared it was just ignoring them and immediately going straight for the next group, because they would, and then going back and untying them afterwards, because it's saving refugees, because they... I'm going to run the next section because that refugee looked like it was almost dead. Meaning this refugee is probably going to be almost dead too. Or not. Did I just screw this one up again? I may have screwed this one up again. I thought there was only one there. There is only one there. Okay, so I may have to redo this again, because... Oh, we've got to go up to the platform now. So if Americ dies, you also fail. Hey, Sarara, welcome in. How you doing? Glad to have you in. See if we can get some heals on Americ. Don't really matter, so... Good to hear.
This knight does not yield.
I'm finally feeling better after a week of feeling like crap. Yeah, I try to do the chill stuff. It's a relaxing game for me, most of the time. Yeah, a lot of people, my entire data center is shut down from new characters because a few of the old WoW YouTubers started over here on my data center, so until the expansion in 6.0, no new characters can be created here because, like, from the numbers I saw, it's about 20% more players are on this group, on this section, than the other servers. And they haven't had the ability to upgrade anything because of COVID. They actually had plans to get the new data centers up by, what was it, July this year? But they could not physically get people to Australia to set up the new data centers for Oceania, and same people have to go and oversee the installs elsewhere, so... But yeah, I've been loving the influx of players, and I've been... What I'm doing right now is I'm playing through it on a new character, teaching if people want to stop in and ask me questions. More than happy to answer. But I'm doing walkthroughs of all the old dungeons, and I'll eventually get to all dungeons. I want to complete everything up until I've got a month and a half to get through everything because the expansion comes out in November. So I'm speeding through main story quests, unlocking the dungeons as we go, and I know that I can do it all on my main character, but I like the ability of going back and, you know, starting with a brand new character, playing it through from level 1 on, just to show some of the struggles that can happen as you're leveling up, and to teach as I go, because I've got no quests completed when I started this character. On my main character, I've got all but like 3 quest chains that are completed. Right. Oh, we need to go to Limsa, so why don't we just go to Limsa? So yeah, the influx of WoW players has been great. A lot of them learned really early on that the toxicity, the just like negativity that permeates World of Warcraft isn't tolerated here. One of the YouTubers actually, he started playing the game and then he bought himself a ticket to get up to max level. And he was trying to do some of the trials, the short single boss raids that are in this game, and he didn't understand the mechanics and kept on dying to them. He's like, well, I jumped for that mechanic. It's like, that's not what that mechanic is for. You gotta move out of the area. And it's just funny seeing somebody that was a veteran at WoW fail so horribly at this game because they do not understand what's going on and refuse to look up any information about what's going on. I want to go to the upper dock. X. Oh, we want to go to airship landing. No, I fully get that. I've actually quit and come back to this a few times because of the time investment, and, you know, I was in school at the same time and used this as sort of a relaxation, but, you know, when you are when you're in your final year of school, you gotta cut back on something. And, especially something that's as intensive as theater. Alright, so Para Serious Hard is unlocked. We can get to that at any time. Yeah, I quit. When this game finally came out, I quit World of Warcraft because it had been 18 months from the last content patch when I started playing this. And this game has content patches at most 6 months apart. Even with an expansion coming up, we had a patch like 2 months ago. So they keep up with actual content for players to engage in, which is so much more wonderful than World of Warcraft. Just, we're going to feed you shit and you're going to smile and enjoy it. Hey, I am glad to hear that. I am glad to hear that you're going for your PhD, because it's not easy. I'm looking into going back for a master's degree not for this year, but for the 2021 and 2022 school year. I just need to sit down and talk with the people in the department to find out what's needed. Well, I gotta say, your makeup tutorials are great. When I'm up early enough to catch them, you are very good in your explanations of what you're doing. What will your PhD be for? Genetics. Got it. That's a field that certainly takes a lot of memorization and understanding. To be honest, I haven't taken a chemistry class because... Mainly because the teachers that I've had for science in the past have not really had, they shouldn't be teaching, I'll put it that way. It's like a lot of the people that go and get their degrees in science, they want to pursue a career in science, but... So the guy that I had for the Science 101 class that I needed to take to get my associates, in one single, like this was a common occurrence, but in one specific instance, he contradicted his slide, he contradicted what he said earlier, and he contradicted what the book said. So I'm sitting there looking around the class, and like 90% of the students are just like scratching their head, what the F is this guy talking about? So, I think that's the only time I've made a formal complaint against a teacher to, the school. Because, you know, he graded tests based upon what was in the book. So if you read the book and you understood the book, then you knew what to do. But if you listened to what he was saying and took notes based upon what he was saying and studied your notes, you would have failed every test. Because the guy just should not have been teaching. And it was great because one of the other classmates actually knew the guy when he was younger, and so when we had study groups, we'd get to hear about all of the unbecoming stuff that he got up to when he was younger. It's a great thing about university. I think it was Mark Twain that said, "I never let my schooling interfere with my education." That guy was a great example of that. But chemistry was something that, you know, the school locally that I can easily get to while I'm still taking care of my responsibilities around here, they have it in their head that all academics should be gatekeeping. So if you are not, if the classes are not set up to teach you, the classes are set up to knock you out of the running. And that's true in the math department, that's true in the science department, and it is in the medical department and the engineering department. Engineering, I can understand to a degree. Because you've got people that are designing buildings and whatnot, and designing structures and things that are going to be protecting people, that kind of stuff. And you don't really want somebody that doesn't know what they're doing in that job. And there was a note that I saw on one of the tables that said, if you are in an engineering class, do not cheat. You will put people's lives at risk if you don't know what you're talking about. yes, you can encourage and support, but you know, the community college where I went to get the prerequisites to apply to this one, so I didn't have to, pay like 10 times as much for the same class. The Aside from the science class, the teachers were very knowledgeable and they were helpful. And if you didn't understand something, you could in the middle of class just raise your hand and say, "I don't understand this," and the teacher would just, depending upon the teacher, it's like, "Does anybody else not understand this? Okay, then let's go over it." And if it was just you that didn't understand it, just, "Okay, we'll meet after class and we'll discuss a few of this stuff if you've got the time so that you understand it better." But, yeah, you don't set up roadblocks to just like, any teacher that says, that they are proud of having less than 50% pass rate in their class, my first question to them, I mean, if any teacher says that in my presence, if it's a classroom setting, I'm going to raise my hand and just say, "That must make you a horrible teacher." Which will obviously not win me points, but it will point out to the rest of the class that if that many people fail this class, the teacher is not teaching in an appropriate manner. It's not because the subject is hard, it's because they're not teaching it well. Oh, goody. So, and if it's a social setting, I have no problem just calling out the teacher, just saying, that's not something you should brag about. That says that you really suck as a teacher. My mom had difficulties with her chemistry teacher as well. No worries. I will be here, and I will be running dungeons. Alright, so let's queue up for the anti-tower because I'm gonna enjoy the anti-tower more than Very Serious Hard. Visually, storyline wise, and just the final boss is one of my absolute favorite bosses in all of the Final Fantasy. Other people find her very creepy, which I understand. So, the Arboretum hard mode isn't later. Let's... No, I've unlocked Alexander. We'll Alexander next time. Let's go vendor stuff. But yeah, anybody can be taught anything. Whether or not they're able to retain it is the question. Anti-tower. Here we go. The anti-tower. I don't believe there's any plot shown here. So we will watch the intro. And there we go. I love this place. Thing, Iron Will up. Going to have so much fun in here. Okay, Perogo, River Tamer. We pull him. Another one should spawn. 2 more spawn. These will die quickly. You can't do large pulls starting out here. because you're kind of gated. Each section, you have a group of enemies to kill. We'll unlock the bounce pad to get to the next section. You just kill them, dodge stuff. One more group and we should be at the boss. You got that platform, then you got that platform. Named Viperceras, named Leech. Really should look up what a Viperceras is. Part 2 of the last bit of trash. Named Hropkin. Paralyzation. First boss. Pseudo Rogo. Alright. I believe this is a tank in the middle boss. It's been a while. So this boss's skills I will mention as they come out. Water Bomb. Point blank AoE. Or not point blank AoE, targeted AoE. Frog Song. Odious Croak. You do not want to be standing in front of him for Odious Croak. This is a sustained cone attack. More water bombs. And it looks like that's going to be it for this guy. Nope. Occasionally you will get turned into a frog. You gotta run away from that while the ads are being killed. Once the ads are killed, you stop being a frog. And it's random who gets selected. I think it's the tank and the healer that gets selected, so the DPS have to take care of them, while also dodging bombs going around. A brief bit of history relating to when this dungeon was released. So this dungeon came out... Yeah, I should be running this. This dungeon came out shortly after David Bowie died. And I don't know if it's true in the original language, but the second boss is named for one of David Bowie's famous characters. And it's basically themed around him. So I don't know if it was because of his passing, or if it was done because of they just had that there's been a link between Final Fantasy and music throughout the series of games. But second boss is definitely reference to David Bowie, possibly an homage to him. But these guys, you will have waves of the fire homunculi coming out throughout the trash pulls. And we come to Ziggy. Now, you might say, why is this boss a reference to David Bowie? And when the skills come out, you'll understand. So with this boss, you have a frontal cone attack, narrow cone attack, so don't worry about it. But he's going to summon Stardust. Destroy the Stardust, you kill the Stardust, and if you do not kill the Stardust, it continues to grow on the ground until you can't move past it. If it lives too long, it will encompass the entire area and you'll take damage when it goes off. So, Ziggy Stardust, that is a definite reference to David Bowie. Alright, so one character will get marked with a link, and they have to run and hide behind the comets that are down on the ground from the Stardust attack. Normally you'd have to go through 2 or 3 of those, but only one since DPS is really high these days. Alright, we are walking through the tunnels on the ceiling. We'll have multiple instances of ads dropping. You can pull all of these up to section, and with that much threat, they should not be. They're still trying to kill them while we're running. So in this room, come to the center. Statues will drop. You'll get 2 centaurs to kill. As these guys go down, more ads should spawn. Centaurs have a frontal cone attack. We'll be watching out for that and when to dodge. I am sorry, it's not a cone attack, it is a point-blank AoE. Okay, so no additional ads on that one. It should be this room? Yes, it's... This room we should have multiple waves. Target. Target. So after those guys die, we'll get more centaurs. After the wind-up Viking and the wind-up Magus. You know what, I'm just gonna do the everything on me heal. Nothing draws more threat than a paladin's heal. Which is funny. Okay. Welcome to the final boss. Just love the music too. Alright, so first half of this fight, you've got the Kalka and you've got the Brenna. They each will move independently, and they each have a different skill. The Brennas do a ring AoE around them, the Kalkas do a frontal cone. Second phase. They combine. Alright, so for Calcabrina, he has some wonderful attacks. He has that attack. If you get hit by it, then you are going to be charmed. It's a Grace, you can only attack her from the front. If you attack her from the sides, you will have reflected damage on you. She's going to do an ability that turns 2 of us into dolls. Dollhouse. Here we go. Those that are not dolls have to run around and kill said dolls. While she does slapstick, which is a not necessarily increasing damage, but just constant AoE damage. And if the healer is a doll, you may not be able to heal through it if it goes too long. So if you look away during her gaze attack, you will not be charmed. Kinda sad that that fight is so short. It used to be a lot longer. But that was a really fun dungeon. The Anti-Tower. Oh. Well. Alright. So, that was the Anti-Tower. Got some quest that's gonna go forward, because we're supposed to be recovering something from there, I think. It dropped back off here. Now, we are going to go and vendor before we start the next dungeon, because I'm thinking of it right now. Use the various things that... Nope. Huh, I don't remember what that's for. Anything else? Urchin Loaf, it's food. If you want to use food, you will get a 3% bonus to experience while you use any food. We don't want to go there, we want to go to Idleshire. We'll sell some stuff off, then we will enter Pharaoh's Sirius, and then we will look into raiding somebody, because it's been a good stream. We can definitely pass along the love to the next person. Howland Trader, purchase weapons. Alright. We can sell that. Some items that drop you want to sell in the marketplace instead of to a vendor, because... Oh no, we want the vendor. That's not a... Yeah. And rubber. Oh, we can sell those. Very nice. Shark fin soup, acidic secretions, filtered water, F-tail, acidic secretions. Should start using food soon. But some of these items can sell for a lot or a little. Usually if it's a monster drop, I'll just sell it to a vendor. You're not concerned about waiting for stuff like that. You're not concerned with vendoring stuff. You want to try to get some more money from it, you can check what it's worth on the market. Usually, you'll get more for vendoring it than you will for selling it to another player. Right. Here we go. Pharaoh's Sirius hard. Oh, we gotta go sell or use Poetics. Now, when you hit level 60, this is where you will come to purchase things for poetics. You can get some really cool looking armor. The special arms is going to be stuff for relic quests. Other, you can get things to sell. Really not much else to spend stuff on. Since I've got better gear than all of this, really don't like... I'm really not a fan of this armor set. Thanks, at least. Variant on the PvP gear. But you basically look like a freed. But what you can do is, what I'm doing right now, and that is buying all of this stuff, and you can trade it in for, steals. Now that I've done that, I can travel to, Ul'dah, visit the Flame Captain, Flame Place, and trade those in for seals. Might be a good thing to do right now while we're waiting for the dungeon to pop. And if you're still there, Rara, hope you're having a good phone call. Turn to inventory. Now let's move those down with the other gear stuff. Those came from a dungeon. So I have it set up to where it will not, belts are going away. Disabled? No. Right, so belts. I've got it set up to where it will not look through my armory chest for things to trade in. It will only go for things that are in my actual inventory, which saves a lot on sorting through things. Shields down there, down there. These are the things that I just bought. Yeah, if you're watching this, just skip ahead like 5 minutes. This is going to be not a long time, but a short little bit while I'm doing this and waiting for the duty to pop. Come to the personnel, you undertake provisioning. Got all this stuff to trade in. Make sure that the things that you are trading in, you actually want to trade in, because occasionally you can trade something you don't want to get rid of. Like, hey, I was saving that for a glamour. And you'll have to run back and get the item again. I don't think you can trade the unique items that If it's a unique item that you can get again, but it's not like from a dungeon or something like that, you go to the salvager. Cataclysm salvager. Oh, I'm capped. Apply for promotion. Can I do that yet? No. Okay, so we've hit the cap, so that means we come over here and we buy stuff. The things that I'm buying are actually for another character. We got the arrows and we got the 4 titanium alloy mirrors. Want 4 king's cakes. So I am doing this for my main character because they are going through the second tier relic weapons, because some of them look really, really cool. And I want them for her glamours. Why am I not getting it on this character? Because the second tier relic weapons would take probably a couple months to farm everything up for. And you can't pre-farm for a lot of that, so you have to get it when you're there. These items, these drops, the king's cakes and whatnot, you can pre-farm, but you have to, a lot of them are unique to the character and you can't get them until you are of level. They're untradeable, I should say. So, if you're going to be progressing with the second level 60 relic weapons, I may not be doing that with this character. I may do that on Sav just because it's just a lot easier to do on a maxed out character. Alright, so duty has not popped yet, which is a little... I'm gonna grab myself a cracker, so I'm gonna mute myself so that you don't hear me chewing. Just adjusting the sound a little bit because been noticing that it's a little loud in some of the playbacks. $50. Why does the slider not go to 50? You got a slider. It doesn't hit every number on it. At least give an option to type that in. But that's game design side. Go check the market board. I may actually hit 70 before I hit Stormblood content. Pharaoh Sirius. Hard. As soon as you enter, pop Iron Will or your tank stance. First time we came through here, we went up into the lighthouse itself. Now we're going down. ourselves an Astrologian as our healer. Don't look like their gear. Okay, yeah, they're used to this. They're in 490 gear, meaning they are relatively high level. So the trash on here you can pull in groups, much like the previous iteration of this. The corruption of the Aetheryte is going to influence the mobs and the boss. Okay, yeah, so finish this up. If you're feeling lucky, you can pull everything down to this spot. I have not run this place in probably 2-3 years. Probably longer than that, probably since beginning of Stormblood. Right. Run down here. Corrupted Sprite, Corrupted Wolf. And we are going to pull Threat by healing the guy that decided to face pull. You might want to take down the sprites first, because they can cast AoE. What is it? Vanish. Vanish 3. Much like their counterparts in the original. Drop down. Drop down again. That little pipe there was to prevent you from actually taking damage from... too much damage from falling right before a boss. But they eventually got rid of all of that first boss. So you've got these little ads on the outside. What you want to do is you'll have these little orbs that will pop up. The orbs are going to link to a player. You want to run that into one of the ads. What that will do is that will create a sort of clone of that you want to kill. I suppose spiders create a... Spiders create, will of poison that you can stand in. My brain shut down, I apologize. If you do not run it into an ad, it's going to create a copy of you as a corruption, which they are harder to kill. And you have to kill them before you can continue damaging the boss. I believe... No, it just increases his damage dealt. So you can still DPS the boss. Just increases damage dealt when that is going on. But a lot of moving around, a lot of paying attention to what's going on around you. If you get linked, run into a bird or a spider. Just makes the fight a lot easier, because they die a lot faster than the human-shaped corruptions. Fight's over. Treasure coffer. Greed or need, however you want. And now we enter into new territory. You got time bombs. They're going to consistently be coming out, moving from chambers. Can't really kill them. You'll self-destruct and deal relatively large amount of damage if you get hit. But if you can, pull everything back to the bomb spawner. Which is a simple bomb incubator right here. And that's where you tank stuff. Pop a few cooldowns just to be on the safe side. You may have to dodge if another bomb comes out. That's acceptable. Like this. That's a bomb. No, that was the construct. My mistake. I thought that another small bomb had snuck out there. That took a while to register. And you can actually just jump off there. You gotta kill this last group, and one of them should drop a key to the locked door, I believe. Yep, there's the key. Handle keep key. Open the door and we are at the second boss. 8th Order Patriarch Begu. Alright, so this guy is going to be bringing down slime from above. Like that. With Strip Mine. Not slime gas. I'm going to pull these slimes into the gas, I believe. But when they die, yeah. So slimes will be spawning throughout. His strip mine creates an ethereal, whatchamacallit. You need to kill the alchemy engines that he summons. This fight is going a lot faster, so apologies. So the slimes are used to seal up the gas leaks. They have to be killed on top of the gas leak. Move away from the epicenter AoE. When the ethereal chambers get linked to him, you break those so he stops running around like an idiot. The ads you just kill, and you burn him down. Apologies for not being as succinct in that. Frog crawled in my throat. Alright, we've got more of those bomb things being used here. So you want to engage, and then at least one person knows what they're doing. Kill the bomb incubators first, and everything else after. Right. Get your bearings, because you can get turned around in here. Living rock. It's best to stop and kill living rock. Or everything else. I don't remember why. I just remember that they were a pain in the butt to deal with. That's why, because they will randomly target and attack somebody. With a cone, so everybody has to move. We'll grab you. We'll get hit by that. You want to destroy these incubators because they're sending out bombs. And I believe if those walls get destroyed, then ads come in. I don't remember. It's been a long time. Alright, so you... Make sure I got thread on everything. I just remember running through and killing these things before everything else was important. I need to go grab this guy. And you have to kill all of these guys in order to progress to the next section, I recall. Because they're going to aggro you anyway, after they finish destroying the walls. Yeah. Had to kill them all to open up the final chamber for the last boss. It was surprisingly a fast dungeon. Okay, we're going to skip the scene. Alright, Protogenitrix. Tank against the wall. Or close to a wall, at least. It's a mother bomb. It will die fast. It casts Sap, which is a targeted ground AoE. Bombshell drop. Don't recall what that does. Summons lava bombs. Big burst. You have to kill before the big burst goes off. Lava bombs. They need to be killed ASAP. Lava bomb, you want to kill the gray bombs first. The gray bombs are the important ones to kill. Gray bombs are the ones that will grow large and blow up and deal massive damage to people. Alright, second protogenitor. Blue flame. Lowers fire resistance. I think it will continue to cast that periodically. Zap. Ground targeted AoE. Big burst. Go ahead and pop a cooldown for that. We're gonna get bomb phase again, I believe. Except these are gray bombs. Remedy bomb you want to keep away from the gray bomb. The remedy bomb hits it, then it's a big boom and probably a wipe. I've never had that happen. So I don't know what the exact things are going to happen when that goes off. Alright, at this point it is just burn the boss. If you still have more life left, then you want to attack the gray bombs to destroy them. Prevent the remedy bombs from hitting them. But that was Pharaoh's Serious Hard. Alright, everybody left. Double commendation for that. And that is where I'm going to be calling it tonight. I will be back next week for hopefully my normal schedule of Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So, look forward to that as well. Airport. Alright, so I hope that you enjoyed it. We're going to go and find someone to raid. Go see who's on to raid. Well, they're one of my oldest friends right now, and they are doing Fortnite, which I'm not a fan of, but I know some people are, but I want to show love for my friend. So, we're gonna go and toss them a raid. Actually, the one that made my upcoming change to my my layout. So we're gonna go raid them. Stick around if you want, but I hope to see you in the future. Have a wonderful night.